The town of Frenchville is proud of the many services that it provides to the citizens of its community. And today, one of the services is being highlighted here in the town of Frenchville. This is June 16th, 2018, and we're here at the town office in Frenchville, where today the fire department is here to show off the many services that they offer the citizens of Frenchville. The fire department is staffed by all volunteers. These people are committed to the welfare of their community, but also to their citizens. So here today at this open house for the Frenchville Fire Station. Your name is?
My name is Chad Ouellette.
Now, Chad, I'm assuming you're part of the firefighting team here in town.
Yes, I am.
How many people do you have, and where do they come from?
We have about 20 to 21 firemen, and they come generally in this area, town of Frenchville.
Now, is this all volunteer?
It's all volunteer.
Everyone, even the fire chief and everybody. Volunteer.
Everyone's volunteer.
Now, when the fire bell, you get a fire call, that means that all of these people have to leave their places and run here.
Well, you know, there's some people that work during the day, and some work in Fort Kent and some work in Madawaska, which won't be able to come to attend the fire. But the people who live in this town, that work in this town, come to the fire.
So really, the employers have a lot to do with it. I mean, they really have to support the firemen.
Oh yeah, exactly. Most definitely.
You know, they have to leave the employee go. I mean, if they get a call, it doesn't matter where they are, they have to let them go, and they come here to fight the fire.
Exactly.
Now here we've got a whole bunch of equipment. This one, well, tell me about this particular one. This is looks like part of the Frenchville fire equipment.
This one here is a 1966 Chevrolet. It used to be a plow truck and converted into a pumper, and also our hose carrier.
Now is this the pumping equipment here on the front?
Yes, it is.
Now, how much hose typically do you have to have as a fire department?
Well, it all depends on the structure fire. It also depends on a forest fire. Depends the length of hose that we need. If we have to travel, let's say from a fire hydrant to a burning building, we have hoses, particularly on this truck, about 2,000 feet. But we won't use all that 2,000 feet.
Depends on the fire itself.
Exactly.
So, in addition to structure fires, you also do landowner fires, grass fires.
Yep.
Even a forest fire, that happened within the town confines. I'm assuming you would address that.
Yes,
too.
and if it gets too out of control, that's when we alert the Maine Forest Service.
So you're really the first responders.
Exactly.
Now this truck here, Chaz, it looks red and it looks like a fire truck to me, but tell me what it's about.
This one here is a 1977 Chevrolet pumper plus a little tank in the back. This was bought brand new back in 1977. This one here used mainly for our structure fires to pump the water for the hoses and when we need it for the houses, and also for grass fires or a forest fire.
How much water does it hold?
It holds about 1,250 gallons.
How fast do you empty the truck on a fire?
Oh, in a matter of minutes.
Really?
Matter of minutes.
You know, this is a kind of a strange question, but how much water would you actually use on a house fire?
It depends on the size of the structure. Let's say a 2-story home, we could probably use between 5 to 60,000 gallons, give or take.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, where do you get your water from?
We have 3 fire hydrants located in town. We have one located behind Paul's Gas. We have one located in front of the nursing home in Frenchville. And our 3rd fire hydrant would be on Nelson Avenue towards Madawaska. And also we have a 55,000 gallon tank underneath our fireman's meeting room.
Really?
That could,
here at the station?
Yes.
Now, the ones that you have like at Nelson Avenue or Paul's Gas, are they connected to a tank, or are they connected to a pond? Or
It's
lake?
connected to a fire pond.
A fire pond?
Yes.
So the town actually has to maintain that as well.
Exactly.
Now, Chad, this one is yellow, and all the other ones have been red. Is there a reason why?
It depends where we got it, which station it came out, because this is a second-hand.
Oh, this is secondhand.
Yes.
Now, what's this particular unit?
This one here is a pumper tanker, just like the other one, but a little bit bigger.
Bigger in a sense that it holds more water?
It holds more water.
Now, when you have a fire, how do they all leave at the same time, all the units, or do you leave some here for a backup?
We leave 2 here, but it also depends on the size of the fire.
When the call comes in, what are the first vehicles to go out?
We have our first pumper tanker that we looked at, truck 4. We have our rescue unit. We have tanker 1, and we also have our tanker pumper 66.
So those take off?
Those take off.
Do you ever measure the response time from the call to the time you leave the doors?
Well, we're fortunate, like myself and another co-worker of mine, we work here at the Public Works Department, and as soon as we hear the pagers, we're off. So within a matter of minutes.
Minutes. Because I'm sure that it makes a big difference on the fire.
Yes, it does. As fast as we get there, the faster we can put the fire out, and we could save the building.
So far we have at least 3 pumpers.
Yep.
And we've got 2 that carry lots of water.
Yep.
So you've got quite a few gallons going out to the first as first responders.
Pretty much.
Chad, tell me about this particular truck. It looks brand new.
Well, it's not brand new.
Okay.
It's a refurbished fire truck that we got through K&T out of Island Falls. This one here also is a pumper tanker, but we use it more for our tanker to haul water. This one here holds at least 3,000 gallons.
Now, does it also carry its own hoses? And
yes, it does. We have 2.5-inch hoses plus an 1.5-inch hoses.
now the water, does this one stay? You know, we talked about earlier about certain trucks leaving first.
No, this one here leaves.
It leaves as well.
It leaves our, yeah.
Now, I noticed, I can't help but notice that all of the vehicles are numbered. You know, you've got numbers on the door. Tell me about the numbers.
Well, this particular number is 66. It used to be 63. We had a fireman, Mr. Gedeon Corriveau. He retired of 66 years of service. But before we changed it over to 66, this fire truck was dedicated to him. He had 63 years of service, and he was planning to retire then, but he kept on going. So when it came for him to retire, he had 66 years in, so we renumbered the truck as 66.
So this becomes Mr. Gedeon Corriveau's personal fire truck.
Exactly, it's dedicated to him.
So I can see here, we can see the dedication right on the side of the truck.
Yes, exactly.
Now, when did he retire?
He retired in 2013, as you can see.
And he was here from 1947.
He was one of the founding fathers
Of the fire department.
of the father.
Truly a community type of fire department.
Yes, it's not only a community, but the fire department's more like a family, where everybody helps out each other.
Now, Chad, we've got the fire department itself requires a lot of training. How much training do you have? I mean, where do you start and what's the training all about?
Training, well, we got well, how to fight fires, of course. We have trainings for Jaws of Life. We got trainings how to run a pumper tanker. We got training to, let's say, how to do chimney fires. There's lots of training that we go through.
How often do you train? I mean, you're volunteers, so.
Well, once we have our monthly meetings, we discuss what type of training that we should do.
A lot of it is specialized equipment. You mentioned the Jaws of Life, and I'm assuming we'll probably see this later, but.
Yes, we will.
Well, this is good. So a lot of training.
It's training, yes, but more for refreshing ourselves.
Yes. How about the trucks themselves? How much service do you have to do for the trucks?
Well, every month after our meeting, we go out and we check every piece of equipment in the compartments. Also the engine, the hoses, the lights. That's considered our monthly checklist.
So they do. They get you get reviewed every month. Now, do you start the trucks and start the pumps?
No, we don't start the pumps. We start the trucks and let the lights go. Check the radios. We go down through a checklist and see each compartment. If a piece of apparatus is missing, we try to find where this piece of apparatus is and we put it back in its place.
Now it says tanker on the side, so I'm assuming it's a tanker.
It's also a tanker plus a pumper.
Plus a pumper.
Plus a pumper.
When you get to a fire, it probably depends on the fire. I'm assuming which ones do you pick first? You know, which ones do you turn on first?
Our newest ones.
So you pick the newest ones first?
Yes.
Now this one here, how many gallons is it? I mean, this looks like a fairly new truck.
Fairly new? No.
It's not.
This one here is a 1971 International.
And how many gallons of water does this one?
This one holds at least 2,500 gallons.
2,500 gallons. So really, when you leave the station or the firehouse, you probably have around 7,000 or 8,000 gallons of water with you.
Yes. But sometimes with both tankers, we have to drop a drop tank, empty the water into those drop tanks, and run and go get more water.
Now, when you say a drop tank, what exactly is a drop tank?
A drop tank is a tank. It holds at least 3,000 gallons of water, and we connect a pumper to it and suck the water out of that tank, while the other tankers are out to the fire hydrant or a fire pond to get more water.
Get more water. Now, does it look like is it a tank or it looks like a swimming pool?
It looks almost like a swimming pool.
Swimming pool. It's okay. Now, this particular piece of equipment looks like an ambulance.
It was an ambulance.
It was an ambulance.
It was an ambulance. We turned it into our rescue unit. Our rescue unit considers it has Jaws of Life. We have emergency signs, emergency cones. We have a pet respirator in case we find a pet inside a burning home and has a hard time breathing. We have this apparatus to help the pet breathe. We also carry our Scott air packs and also our bunker gear.
Now this is your rescue unit. It looks like it's full of all kinds of different equipment.
It's full of our apparatus. Like I said, what you see here, the red cases, the red duffel bags, those are our bunker gear. The black cases in the rear, that's our Scott air packs. We also have brooms for cleanup. This white pipe here is a transfer pipe. If we lay down 2 dump tanks, we could transfer 1 tank into the other to have more water for the fire trucks, for the pumper.
Now tell me about this bunker gear. Is that, if I have it correctly?
Or turnout gear.
What does it actually do?
Well, it's our suits for us to go inside the fire.
So when you go to a fire, I mean, you know, we always think of the fireman's boots, you know, and the long jackets, and
they come a long ways.
They've come a long ways.
They come a long ways.
What do you have on as far as, you know, when you go to the fire? What do you have on?
We have our boots, which is rated for the fire. Also our bibs, our jacket. We also have a Nomex. It's like a ski mask that we put over with our helmets, and also with that Nomex, it also covers the SCBA mask, so it traps in the air, so no air would leak out.
So you're actually breathing. How are you getting your oxygen at that point?
We get it through our Scott air packs, which is a harness with an oxygen bottle on our backs and a mask that sits on our face.
So you're really, when you go, you're completely, well, the fireman is pretty well completely protected and won't be breathing any kind of outside air.
We won't be breathing the smoke, the dirty air. We'll have fresh, clean air all the time.
Now, at what point do you actually put on the equipment when you go to a fire?
Every fire, chimney fire, structural fire, inside and out. Also, if there be a car accident, if we have to use the jaws of life to extract that person out, there's a lot of sharp objects that protects us from not getting cut.
Is this rubberized material, or is it?
No, it's a cloth material.
It's a cloth material. I'm assuming it's fireproof.
It is.
Or fire rated.
Fire rated.
Okay. Now I notice you've got cones. You got safety cones.
Yeah.
What else is in this van?
We have radios, two-way radios. We also have emergency signs, like if we have an accident, we set up our signs on both ends with flaggers to tell the traffic that there's an accident down the road. We also have our Jaws of Life.
Tell me about Jaws of Life. I mean, I've heard the term, but I'm not sure I know what it is.
Jaws of Life is a apparatus to help, let's say a bad car crash and a car is completely crushed up. It gives us an easier time to take apart a door, take apart the cab or the hood of the car, so we could extract the person out.
So it cuts through metal?
Cuts through metal.
It sounds like almost like a big can opener.
It's basically, yes it is. There's also jaws to lift up and to spread open, and also a set of cutters to cut the metal.
So if somebody's trapped in a vehicle where they can't open their doors, you call in the Jaws of Life?
Yes.
And this piece of equipment is with you as soon as you go to the fire?
Everywheres.
That's good. What else do you have in this truck?
We have the blockage for the Jaws of Life to stable the vehicle. We also have shovels, stop signs for the car accidents, the shovels and the brooms for the cleanup. We also have, we call them buoys. buoys. It's oil absorbent pads in case there was to be a spill on the road. We get to pick up and clean it up. We also have it's like kitty litter, but it's they call it dry zit.
Yep.
So that too, if
it absorbs
the oil or the gas
or whatever.
Yeah.
How about for the person inside? Do you have any kind of respirator for the, see if you get somebody that's trapped in a car, or even something to shock the heart, if anything?
Yes, we do. We have an AED. An AED is like a mini, what do you call them things?
Defibrillator.
Exactly, it's a mini defibrillator.
So really, this is self-contained. When you go to the fire, you don't have to run back to the station to get a piece of equipment.
No.
It's all with you.
Yes.
Now, Chad, I cannot help but notice there's a snowmobile here.
Yes, it is. Snowmobile. This is part of the Snowmobile Club. This complete apparatus here is obviously a snowmobile plus a rescue sled. We are in together with the Snowmobile Club in case we have a snowmobile accident.
So actually, you can ride passengers, I'll bet.
Yes, we can. In case, for instance, a snowmobile accident broke a leg. We get the call. We go to the snowmobile clubhouse. We take the snowmobile out plus the rescue sled. It depends which area that we are. The firemen will meet in the area while we wait for the snowmobile to come with the rescue sled, and we get in and we go get the person.
So you really do a lot of rescues here as well. It's not just fighting fires.
We do rescuing, fighting fires, open houses, barbecues.
Now, Chad, tell me about this. It looks like a paddle boat.
It's almost like a paddle boat.
Oh, okay.
It's our ice and water rescue sled.
What do you do at ice?
Ice and rescue sled.
What would you use it on the ice, and how would you use it?
Well, in case of a person walks through thin ice and he needs help, we get the call and we go out and run on the ice, and if we can't get to him, we have a paddle or a pick. We stand on here and we paddle our way or pick our way to get the person. Then once we can get to the person, we have a safety harness. This yellow safety harness, we tie it around the person, we pick them up, if we can pick them up, and put them on here and carry them to shore.
Now, do you tow this out on the ice, or
this is
paddle yourself out?
We paddle ourselves out.
How about if it's just regular thin ice?
We have a pick, and we pick ourselves to the person.
You know, it's a big thank you, I guess, from the community of Frenchville. I mean, certainly what you do for people in every condition. I mean, from ice and snow to house fires to grass fires to forest fires. It seems like the volunteer fire department here is ready to respond to anything.
That we are. And
so I can only say thank you. I did see some other vehicles. Looks like from Madawaska. I've heard of the term mutual aid. Tell me about mutual aid. What is it exactly?
Mutual aid is, let's say we have a big structure fire and we're running out of water, or we don't have enough manpower. We call the surrounding towns and ask for, let's say, if we're running out of water, we ask for a tanker or a pumper. Also with men. So, and if we're lack of people in the town of Frenchville, like I said, we call to get extra men to come.
So they were, and I'm assuming you do that in return as well.
Yes.
They call you.
Yes, we do.
How many communities do you deal with as far as for mutual aid?
3 communities. We have St. Agatha, Madawaska, and Fort Kent.
So those 3. So do you get a lot of mutual aid calls?
Yeah, we do.
A lot more than you want.
Well, it's average.
It's average. We'll chat again. A big thank you.
Well, it's like I say, the community supports us, and with this open house here, it's our first open house, and it's saying thank you and showing our thankness to the town.
Now you said open house. Now I know we're here today and all the trucks are outside. What's the open house?
Open house, well, it's people coming in, come and check out the fire trucks, have some hot dogs, chips. We have people from Madawaska Ambulance. We have a sheriff here, just to get to know the people.
So it's an opportunity for people to see the fire department up close.
Exactly. We also have games and demonstrations for the people and kids.
Now, what demonstrations do you have today?
Today we'll be demonstrating fire extinguishers and also jaws of life.
I'm assuming it's the proper use of fire extinguisher.
Correct.
I mean, everybody has them in their home, but I think in time of crisis, I don't know if they know what to do with it.
Well, that's why we're here, and we'll teach them the right way.
Well, thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
So now we're inside the fire station here in Frenchville. And as you can see, people have gathered with all kinds of games, equipment displays, and even a place where people can eat hot dogs. The idea is to showcase the Frenchville Fire Department. This is an all-volunteer group that are here to dedicate their time and services for the people in Frenchville. They do serve the community well. Now we're here at this table full of equipment, all kinds of different equipment. And here to tell us about it is your name?
Yvan Blanchette.
Yvan Blanchette?
Yeah.
Are you from Frenchville?
I've been a lifetime resident of Frenchville. And I've been on the department for 42 years.
You've been on the Frenchville Fire Department for 42 years?
42 years, yes. And prior to me, my dad was on the department. He was on for a good 40 some odd years himself also.
And your dad's name was?
Joseph Blanchette.
Joseph Blanchette.
Yeah. And they used to call him Tzfo. So a lot of people know him under Tzfo.
They don't know about Joseph.
Yeah.
Now, are there other people in your family that have been?
Yeah, I have a son that's joined the department. I forget the number of years, but he's it makes a few years he's been joined with us. So he's an addition to our crew also.
So it's really been a family tradition.
A family
commitment.
Commitment, yeah. Involvement for the community to help out.
Now here we have a whole bunch of equipment.
Yep.
Tell us about this equipment.
We're going to start here with what we have here is a hose washer. After a fire, the hoses get dirty, and
The outside, you mean?
the outside, yep. And they're made of cloth-like material. And before we hang them up, we wash them out so the outside is clean. Then we hang them up to dry. After they're dried, we can roll them back up and put them on the truck or back in service.
So they never get moldy.
That's right. That's right. To stay clean. Yeah.
So how does this thing work? Do you run?
Yep. This hooks up to your water source, and then once your water source starts flowing inside here, you have little ridges, and you pull the hose through it. As the hose goes through it, the little ridges clean all around the hose. So once it's out, it's all cleaned out, so you can hang it up afterwards.
Now, how do you hang them up? I mean, because the hose are. What's the longest hose you've got here?
The normal hose is usually 50-foot sections, but now they're coming out with the plastic hoses with up to 100 feet.
So
in one section.
In one section.
Yeah, and those hoses usually are coming out more in like a vinyl hose, and you don't have to hang those up because it's plastic and they're not gonna rot or mold. Yeah. Plastic, you can fold them back up and put them on the truck back. So that's why we're trying to eventually work slowly to replacing all our hoses through back to vinyl and plastic, so we won't have to. You still need to wash them, but you don't have to dry them.
So really, I mean, when you go to a fire, there's work there for a period of time, but there's a lot of work after the fire.
Cleaning up and replenishing the trucks with the hoses that have been taken off. Stuff that has been removed from the truck, like if you need speedy dry or other materials. Air tanks on the bottles have to be replaced. There's all kinds of little stuff that needs to be done. So.
You probably spend as much time, if not more, cleaning and getting things ready for the next one.
Yeah, we have to be ready.
You have to be ready.
You have to be ready. Yep.
Now, it looks like a jacket. Is that typical?
Yep, this is we call that a bunker gear jacket. That's what we wear when we go fight a fire. This is brand new equipment we just got this past year, and we're very happy with it. It's lighter material, it's cooler. It's part of the safety equipment we have to work with.
When you're close to the fire, where it's normally probably melt the skin off your body.
It would. Yeah.
Do you feel cool on the inside?
It's still warm, but it's not as warm as if you would have nothing to protect you. The layers are in here, protect you a lot from the heat.
So now do you have a matching set of pants?
Yep. And here. And you have the pants right here.
And they're made of the same material?
Same materials. Well, you have suspenders. And in your pants, you also have pockets where you can put some hand tools if you needed. Flashlights. And then, of course, you have your boots.
Your boots.
Yeah. These boots are a safety toe, and we have a shank under, so that if we go under on nails, they're not going to go through. So that protects us basically from head to toes.
So you're well protected.
Yeah.
How about your head?
Yeah, that's. We have what you call here Nomex hoods. This is a fireproof protector. You put on your head before you put on your helmet, so it keeps your hair away and your skin covered. And it also, especially in winter, it keeps you warm.
That's true. We don't think of
the winter. Yeah. Then we also have these helmets here. Those two are brand new acquisition to our departments. These new ones here, how they work. But the shield is hidden inside.
Oh, so there's a face shield on it.
Ja, je sais pas comment ça marche. I don't know, I can't take it down.
But basically,
there's a shield that comes down.
above you, in front of your face.
Yeah.
So you really are well protected.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Now I can see some masks.
We also have gloves. The important part, we have
I was going to say probably the most important part.
Yeah, with the gloves that protect us from the heat and the water and whatever other incidents that can happen when you fight a fire.
So when you touch an object that's been in a burning building,
That's right.
it protects your hand
That's right.
from being burned.
Yeah. And this here this is a mask we wear to go in the fire with air packs. This it provides us with air, so when we go in the fire with the smoke, we can go in and breathe anyways, but do our stuff. So this goes over our head under the helmet. So it's undercover, and we still can do our job.
Now, do you have any kind of way of communicating with another fireman next to you?
Yeah, these carry on here a little speaker which you can activate, and you can talk to your partner, and these speakers provide better communications. You can talk even though you don't have a speaker, but it's muffled. It's a muffled sound. But with this speaker here, you can the audio is better and you can hear better.
So it really amplifies your voice.
That's it. Yeah.
Because I'm assuming in a fire, it's not quiet.
It's all muffled. Yeah.
It's all muffled.
Yeah. Especially if you're wearing this and the sound of your air packs breathing, you always have that rushing air. So that combined with this facilitates the communication part.
Do you have communications with the outside? I mean,
we bring in a two-way radio when we go inside.
So you bring
there's
in,
always
when you go inside,
there's always a radio. So if anything happens from the outside, for whatever reason, a dangerous situation that's upcoming or whatever we need, we can be warned, or the information from inside that could be helpful for us inside.
Sure.
That keeps us going, so we know where we're heading.
Yep. Is there other equipment that you'd be wearing outside of the jacket, the pants, the boots, all of this stuff? Do you carry any other? Well, probably your air.
I need the air tank. Yep.
People are familiar with air tanks for scuba diving.
Yep. Basically,
it's the same principle.
Basically, it's the same principle. I'm not sure, but I think scuba diving is pure oxygen. I'm not sure. But
and this one is not?
No, this is just regular air. It's compressed air in a bottle where we breathe. And like I said, this mask hooks up to this here.
Sure.
That's where we get our air supplies. And that we wear that on our back, like a backpack.
Is it heavy? What does it weigh roughly?
I'd say maybe 30 some odd pounds. guessing.
Guessing, but that's
Guessing, and these are lighter than the older ones.
Oh,
we used to have metal tanks. These are all fiber tanks here, and it took off quite a bit of load on our backs.
Now, how do you refill them? Well, no, let me ask it differently. How long will a tank last?
Depending on the person, how hard you breathe, how hard the activity is. From 40 minutes, a half hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Some guys can go longer, depending, again, like you said, on the
exertion that you do.
That's right. Yeah.
And do you refill them here, or
No, we have to go either Madawaska or Fort Kent to have it refilled because we don't have the equipment to refill it. But both communities are very well equipped to do that, and there's no questions asked.
Right.
We work between all the towns. We work good together. We're all in the same boat. So.
Yeah. No, we heard about. Chad was telling us about mutual aid and how the communities really deal well with each other, and that's one of the things.
We have to rely on one another. So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
It's all.
So now I see some other equipment down on the ground.
Yep.
It looks. Actually, it looks pretty.
These are cutters for the Jaws of Life.
This is a Jaws of Life unit.
Yeah.
What does it do?
This one cuts off here with the shear part. They cut off steering wheels or pillars or whatever you need to cut off to get to the patient. This unit here is what they call the spreader. Like if you want to pull a door apart, you wedge it in the opening, and it opens, and it pushes till it unlatches the door, or pulls the hinge apart, or whatever. Or if you need to lift the car on one side, you stick it under the frame or the body, and this opens here.
So,
and it's a lift
so it's really a jack. Anything to separate.
Separate. Yep.
Now, how do you power it? What powers?
We have a power motor with a. Okay, they don't have it here. We have a little. It's a motor, electric motor.
Yeah.
And we have the generator to power the motor. It's a hydraulic pump. And that's how it's powered. You have levers to control the flow of the oil, open or close, or do what we need to do with it.
All this equipment you have available when you go out.
Yes, yeah, it's all on our vehicles, rescue vehicle. If needed, we have it. So.
Now, I noticed the jacket has the name on it.
Yep.
Now, does everybody have their own equipment?
Yeah, the last, like I said, this equipment is brand new, and everybody's got their name on it.
So you use it over and over. I mean, you use it.
And when it gets dirty, we just got set up with a washer to wash our clothes, so we can maintain it, keep it longer in the better conditions. It's all. It's not only the firefighting; it's the after work that also needs to be maintained and upkept.
Well, it sounds
things,
like it. You know, the fire may last for a few hours, but you've got days of work here, keeping the equipment.
Keep clean.
Well, Yvan, thank you. This is wonderful, and it's nice to see all of this because most people don't see it.
No, they just see it if we need to be called at their place, but then again they don't see the backside after we pull out of there.
That's right.
That's another.
And there's a lot more to just being out there and fighting the fire. I can only say thank you again from all of us to the Frenchville Fire Department.
It's a commitment that the guys get involved with, and everybody's over overboard and under, trying to do everything we can to help out.
But it sounds like the fire department is also, the people are long-term.
Yeah.
Know you
Yeah.
40 years. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like you have a turnover.
No.
It's a real commitment on their part.
Yeah, and what happens too is a lot of people. Our group is an older group. We just had 5 or 6 younger people. That helps a lot, and it relieves us a little bit from our end. So we can put the change of weight on their end.
Well, I guess you do need.
But you need, you need people.
Going.
Yep.
Well, again, thank you very much.
Anytime.
Even things for the kids.
Your turn?
Your own fire truck.
We're getting at it. You want to try? Try?
So I gotta tie it, or you're gonna tie it?
Okay, we have a little obstacle game for the kids. We give them some pretend oxygen tanks to carry on their backs. They go through a course, something similar like we go through inside a house or on a building. So towards the end we have a hose that shoots the water to the flames on the building.
So who's first?
Okay, we'll
Want to do it?
you don't want a fireman's hat to put on? No?
Not if you want.
Flip your arms out.
You want one? You want pepper?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. We're gonna grab our, come over here on this side. We'll wait for your sister, right? No, cousin.
You want it, Camden? He wants to see how we do it first.
You probably tighten up the other strap. Good.
Is it too tight or is it good?
Okay. We're gonna pick up the hoses and we're gonna run to the cones. Okay? You ready? Set, go. Drop your hose. Come over on this side. Grab your ropes. Pull as hard as you can past the cones. Okay, grab back your hoses. Run back to the starting line. We're gonna come here, take your mallets, stand like this, grab your mallets and hit it to pass your line. Here we go. I'll fix that. Okay. Come over here. We're gonna run and grab the guy here. And let me place the other one. We're gonna grab the dummy, like so, and pull him past the cones. Drop him, then run over here. We're gonna grab the hose. You take the left side. take the left side and hit the flames to knock them down. Grab your hose, pull this slowly. Okay, top. Okay, close it.
Go, go.
And you do the right side. Okay, good job. Awesome, guys.
Not doing it? No?
Okay, go ahead, try it. You gonna try it? You gonna try putting the water to the...
The window is open. I'll cover the water and make sure they'll be open there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hold it and then fly off.
Oh, don't my big. Why is Dad doing it?
Good job.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Now wait go put up the flames.
I'm doing it.
Careful.
I'm sorry.
Walk, okay. One at a time, guys. One at a time. Dad's here. Where's Dad? Silent first, then you can.
Daddy,
Okay, go do the race.
Hey, come. I want to.
Yeah, go.
Hold on. But that's for too tall. Go.
goes to the finish line.
Melissa, want to turn on that one?
Do you want to try to fight the fire in that house?
Okay, hold on. Keep it close.
With the hose?
I'm going to turn on the water. Okay, go. Start.
Have to fight the fire.
No, wait.
Okay. You just have to hold the hose.
Hey, sweetheart. How you doing? Come here, scared. Oh, no, nothing to be scared about.
Yeah.
You want to put an air pack on? No.
It's almost like a school bag. You're in trouble now.
Wait, don't turn it on yet. Don't turn on because you're going to wet the fire. It won't be his first time getting wet.
No.
Wait for Sam, okay? Oh, he's already drenched, so it doesn't matter. He's completely drenched.
Yeah, I soaked that.
It's fine.
I know that Shane tried it.
Tony, they're gonna cut a car. With the jaws of life, right? I'll back it in a minute. Don't spray me! Don't spray me! It's red! Hey, who else wants to do the obstacles?
He's tired.
You want to do it?
Just show her, Emma. She just wants to watch it.
There you go. Good job.
Come here, stay over here, come here. Okay, no, let the other side. No, activate, come on, Tom.
Let's run towards it.
Over there.
Yeah, let's go over there.
We can go over there.
Let's go over here.
There. Okay, Shane, that'll be your last. Kathy,
Let's squirt in my pool.
Squirt in your balloon, huh?
Okay, I got you.
This is a gear dress exercise showing the different pieces of clothing and how the firemen put on their equipment on their way to a fire. As you can see, there's a lot of equipment on the floor. And this is timed to see how long it will take for them to put on their equipment.
You hear me? So what I got here is I got pretty much what we use at any scene, which this is our PPE. This is what keeps us protected from either fire, structural fires, accidents, pretty much anything that we need to use this for. And what I'm simulating here is pretty much getting ready and getting ready for a scene. So the first thing we got to do is just make sure we put our pants, we put our hood on. That protects our neck and any exposed skin around here. After we have that on, we put our jacket on. And then once our jacket on, we got to make sure that our wrists are covered. We have a slit that goes and that protects it, which will protect us, the rest with our gauntlets, which obviously will protect our hands. Obviously we got our air mask. Our air mask is whenever we need to breathe air. That's a very crucial thing. We got to seal. That's why you see a lot of firemen, they all they have is mustaches because they can't grow any beard or you'll impair the seal. But that too is our very important PPE for us. Our air pack, obviously that gives us our air. Another very important thing, we got to inspect it every day. Well, not every day, but every month we'll inspect it. We inspect our face piece. We make sure that our tank is full, that our gauges always match. That way, if we ever have to go into the fire, God forbid, we have to go into the fire, we have our gear ready. And then obviously our helmet, which don't want to get knocked on the head.
How much time does it normally take for you to put on all the equipment?
Well, for like Firefighter 1, we got like a 2-minute period. It's just for like the test that they have, but it's not really to see how fast you can put it on, it's to see how good you can put it on. You don't want to put on a gear within a minute and 15, which I got, and have either a strap loose or my face exposed, because if I do it that way, then I'm not being safe. So it's all about safety. And another thing too is when I'm at a scene and I'm either the first one there and I got to size up a structure, let's say that there's a fire, it looked like there's a sticker in the window saying that there's a child in that room, and I see smoke coming out of that room, while I'm getting ready, I can gear up, so whenever other firewomen come in the scene, I can say, hey, we got a fire in that window, I want the truck over here, we got power lines over there, and while I'm doing that, I'm doing everything at the same time, instead of doing one, putting my gear on, then looking up and seeing. So it's just to be efficient and to be safe. So that's why we do these gear drills.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You guys ready?
I think Andrew's gonna win.
No.
Zach, you're going down.
We're taking bets. Taking bets. On your marks. Get set. Go. Do it, guys. a person would have been inside. They could have had a fireman come inside. Tell the person to stay calm. We're here to help, and nothing's gonna go wrong. This tool right here cuts the laminate glass. This is a little stick that pokes through the laminate. Then you unscrew this, and a little saw comes out. Tighten it back up. Now we're going to come, take the jaws of life, the spreaders. We're going to separate the painter and the door. In order doing that, we get to the hinges and snap off the hinges, cut the hinges after, and pull down your door.